everyone, welcome to Conjure Crew. Tonya is running a little bit late, so what I am going to do while we are waiting on her is I had made a video this morning called Pippa Time, and I kind of go over a few things that we're going to talk about today. So while we're waiting on her, I'm going to let y'all watch that video. If we don't make it all the way through the video, you can always go back to my YouTube channel. It's in my playlist, Pippa Time. Just click on that and you can rewatch it. But let me go ahead and get that started while we're waiting on her, and then we will be right in. Hope you guys enjoy. Hello everyone, my name is Mademoiselle Lynna, and you can find me online at www.conjureknits.com. Today is Sunday, April the 25th, 2021, and it is our pilot episode of Pippa Time. Why did I call it Pippa Time? You see that beautiful girl right there? Her name is Pippa. She is what you would call a Corian. Her mother was a Papillon and her father was a Corgi, or is a Corgi, should I say. And we are just going to kind of just talk about random shit as we walk along and watch the sunrise this morning. So, without any further ado, off we go. Make sure I got this thing locked. Hey, Pippa. Hey, Pippa. This is actually Pippa's first time to the beach. We usually, she stays at home. She's a homebody. I'm Pippa. Oh, that sun is fixing to rise, and it is so beautiful. You doing, Pippa? You want to climb the dunes? Come on. Oh, I hope it's not too windy. Come on, Pippa. Pippa, come on. There's lots more to explore, girl. Come on. So one of the things that I wanted to talk about today was something that's really just got on my last nerve. And I say my last nerve very lightly because it happens all the time. How many last nerves can you have? You know what I mean? But it just irritates the piss out of me. Oh, here's the sun comes. You see it? It's coming. So, one of the things that really irk me is when people go on to other people's pages. They're doing a live, maybe the free readings. Even on Conjure Crew, they do it. And we don't even do free readings on Conjure Crew. But one of the things that really irritate me is when people come on and they reply to other people's comments. I feel drawn to you to give you a reading. DM me. What the fuck? I mean, if you were really all that, why would you? Oh, beautiful, look. If you were really all that, why would you need to go on someone else's page to get clients? Makes no sense to me. Here she comes, here she comes. But really, why would you need to go on someone else's page to get clients? Why? Not, that's so unethical. That's so just, that's just outright rude.
it's really rude. Because, we're putting in the energy. We're doing what we're supposed to do. I guess, okay, we'll look out towards the ocean. Pippa's got to go to the bathroom. She's just peeing, y'all. She's not pooping. Made sure she pooped before we left the house. And there's a beautiful sun. But, what was I saying? Oh my God, I'm having a moment. So, yeah, it's just plain fucking rude to do that, because we're putting in the time and the energy, and I know myself and my co-host of the Conjure Crew, we really care about our clients. We really care about people. We offer a lot of free stuff out of the goodness of our heart. It's not always all about making money, and a damn sure not going to scam somebody. And it pisses me off, because if the people were legit, like I said, they would have their own page. And, oh, Pippa's pulling me. People would have their own page and get their own clients. Otherwise, why do they go to someone else's page? Because they're wanting to scam somebody. They're preying on people's vulnerability. They know that people are hurting. It may be that they've broken up with somebody, or the relationship just went shitty, or they lost their job, or whatever the case may be. But they are trying to catch these people at their most vulnerable moment.
Okay. So Tonya is here, so I'm going to stop sharing. I was trying to waste time while we were waiting on you.
Oh, you could have gone on. I mean, it was a good commentary.
Okay, well, I can bring it back.
Yeah.
Because this morning I went to the beach to watch sunrise and do my Pippa time, and I kind of talked about what, the subject. So, okay, I'll start it back up.
And that's a damn shame. It really, really is. Another thing that they're doing is on Facebook, you can actually go in and write a review on someone's page. And Facebook, Facebook won't. You can't delete it. You can. Oh, I guess Pippa's got to find a new friend. Pippa, come on. Pippa.
Imagine taking Yoda out there.
Oh, he would be free.
Anyway, you're having too much fun, girl. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Get back over here. Like I said, it's her first time at the beach. She's like, yay! Okay. So, they're scamming people. That's the point. The reviews, yeah. So, you can go on somebody can write a review on your page, and you can't delete it. Facebook won't let you delete it. All you can do is you can report it, and then guess what? Facebook is not going to delete it either. And what they'll do is they'll go in and write a review, but they're not writing a review. They're writing an advertisement for a doctor somebody, and on WhatsApp, and Pippa, did that hurt? You should not be running off like that. So they're writing an advertisement for a Dr. Yoo-hooey, or I don't even fucking know at this point, and in your review. And you can't delete it. Now, there's absolutely nothing fair about that at all. Nothing fair about it at all. Oh, she's so beautiful. But Facebook won't delete it. So anyway, what I did, I turned off my reviews on my Facebook page. If you go to facebook.com/pages/ Conjure-Knits. You can look it up, Conjure-Knits, all one word on Facebook. And you can find my business page. I'm Mademoiselle Lynna. I've turned off my reviews. So I've made a post. If people want to write reviews, they can comment on that post. Pippa, where are you going? She's just going nuts. Come over here, baby, so that people can see you. They want to see you. It's called Pippa time. Oh, now she's going to try to eat the seaweed. Here, let's go out to the water. You want to go out to the water? Water is this way. So, I can't wait till she finds a crab. So, Pip, that water's no good. It's salty. So, anyway, what I was saying was, I'm sorry, I get so distracted because I have the dog with me. If somebody wants to write a review on my page, they could comment on the post that I made. I pinned it to the top of my page, and it's there. Because I'm tired of fighting with Facebook. They won't remove it. And there we go again. How unethical and how rude is that for people to do that to people? It's Pippa. Oh my goodness. She's very strong for a little dog. She's very strong for a little dog. No, don't jump on me and get me muddy. You get me muddy, honey. Ah! Come on, let's go play. Come on. Somebody needs to clean up the beach. It's the end of the weekend, though, so what do you expect, But yeah, so that's what we're going to be talking about on Conjure Crew today. And, because it needs to be addressed. We've got to fight back somehow. And if you post a comment on something and somebody contacts you, it says, hey, I feel drawn to you to give you a reading, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. Because if whoever is making the video or the post cannot help you, I'm pretty certain that they know somebody who can, and they will refer you to a legit person. If people contact you out of the blue like that, they're not legit. Actually, you know what? I think this would make the perfect streak snap or streak photo for Snapchat. So I'm going to do that real fast. Ah!
Hey, everybody. Denisha, Larisha, Nicole, and is that Pure? I love that, Pure Dominique.
Yes.
It kind of, let me close this door because I let the cat out. I think it kind of goes back to, of course, being an ethical and good character. Hey, Lotus Elisa. But I think we probably need to ask people, what is the deal breaker on your page if you're building your business? Because I share a lot of people's things on my business. I promote more people than I actually promote my own business on my business page. And that's just because that's what I feel led to do. Of course, I don't always get everyone, but if I catch somebody doing something on a live, or if there's something I'm interested in, I always share it. If there's classes, I always share it. And I have no problem with somebody asking me if they want to share something on my page. Never. I've never turned anybody down unless I just completely disagree with what you're doing and it doesn't represent me. But I think the issue is we got to figure out what the deal breakers are. A lot of the people in the community push envelopes. They push boundaries because it's like you and I are friends. Mm-hmm. I would never promote on your page without talking to you, ever. And that's because I feel like you deserve the respect, first of all, for me to come to you first. And second of all, you have to give your blessing for it. Now, we do a lot of things together on my page that I know you share a lot of things. You help me with a lot of things. So like, back it up for the book club thing. I was in Mexico and somebody was like, why are you not on the book club? Why are you not participating in the book club? And I was driving in the car trying to make it back home, and I was like, well, the book club was not me. This was with Lynna's baby. And they were like, but it's on your page. And I was like, yeah, but it's her thing. I may pop on at some point, but it's her thing. And I didn't feel any kind of way about it. I was confused because they were like, you're live and you're not live. And I was like, because I'm not live.
You're like,
But I didn't have an issue with it. But I have had instances where people have tagged me in things that I didn't know anything about. I didn't have anything to do with. And they were tagging me because they were trying to get my followers. They wanted my people to see what they were doing. And there was no discussion about it. You know, how far is too far to go with marketing your business on somebody else's platform? What do y'all think? What is acceptable? What is acceptable to market on your platform from other, say, potential workers, spiritual people, whatever your platform is? If you're a makeup artist, are you cool with other makeup artists coming on your page and putting their promotions? You know, what is it? I want to hear what you guys, because I mean, I feel like there's a thin line between working with someone and networking with someone versus using them and manipulating.
right, exactly. And the only reason, because I do free readings sometimes myself, and I do my own thing. I do all kinds of shit on my YouTube, and I post that stuff to my page. And even when I go live, like this morning and stuff like that, it's on my page, not your page.
Right.
The only reason that I would even consider or do consider doing the book club on your page is that's a book club straight across. There's no advertising. We read the book. Nobody's selling anything. We're not doing readings. We're not, none of that. None of it. Absolutely none of it. And I asked, and
Yeah.
you said that was fine because it's kind of like a free class. I'm giving something away, and if you want to join, join. If you don't. I'm still going to be there. I'm still going to learn anyway. But I hear what you're saying, and a lot of times people, especially, and I can say this now because the election's over, but especially during the election, people would post shit and then tag you in it. And it's like, what the fuck? I don't even believe that. Why are you tagging me in that? I don't know what's going on. I don't know any of that stuff. I don't want to be involved in a lot of stuff. Because a lot of stuff is very, racial, political, and I don't do drama. If that's what you believe, that's what you believe. But don't put me in the middle of your shit, because it's just like junior. It's not even high school. It's junior high. Well, Lynna said so and so, and she's my friend, so she's going to agree with me. No, I don't even know you. Just because I saw you walking down the hall, I don't even know you.
I think people are trying to market in a very smart way with social media by the multiple tags. But I'm like you.
Hashtags. And then if people want to look up tarot,
True.
or they want to look up Trump or Biden or George Floyd or whatever, and I know these are all hot topics, they could put that hashtag there. But don't tag people, because those are very sensitive areas. And when I said tarot, yeah, that's a sensitive area too, because that's my business, that's your business, that's other people's business. But put the hashtag. Don't tag me. Don't tag me.
Well, I mean, I agree with Elisa. When somebody does random tags, because you'll have people that go on live and they'll tag 45, 50 people because they're trying to get their media seen on everybody's page. And the thing about it is she hit a valid point. These people don't offer, there's no reciprocity in this. I have people that tag me in things that have never shared my business. They have never spoke about my business, so you want to use my business to build your business. And I think that's where the line is drawn. I'm very vocal about supporting people in the community. especially people that I feel like work hard. I feel like they should be put out there. And I feel like you grow by elevating people. There's enough space, for people to get, whatever they need in this community. But I think when you do it in a shady way, networking it's a two-way street. I
I
don't
scratch
network.
your back, you scratch mine.
Yeah, if I ask you to network with me, I'm basically, I'm giving you my word. Back in the days that used to mean something. I'm giving you my word that we are going to network together, which means that I'm going to promote you, you're going to promote me.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think it has to be anything over the top, but there is some type of reciprocity in this. When you get somebody that I don't even talk to that tags me in a video because they want their video to play on my page, it puts a sour taste in my mouth, and it makes to me, you're a manipulator. I can't trust you.
Yeah. It's that person that you walk down the hall and you may have seen, but you don't know that person. They don't
Yeah,
they don't know the real you.
exactly.
They may
Well,
know your name, but they don't know you.
I think social media is really easy to create perceived friendships.
Mm-hmm.
Just because somebody accepts a friend request doesn't make them a friend. I delete a lot of people that wanted to be on my page, but they don't break bread with me. They've shown no interest in wanting to build a relationship with me. So we have a social media friendship. I respect that. I stay in my lane with that. I go on your page, I like your post, I make comment on a couple of things. But other than that, that's as far as it goes. Then I have my friends like you. You've been to my house. You slept in my bed with me. We've broken bread. We've networked together. We've built something. You get a lot more leeway than some Joe Blow that I'm just associated with on Facebook, because I know you, I know your intentions. But I think when people are, just like when you get people that say follow me on Facebook or IG, and then they delete you, or they get the follow, or like, what was it? Somebody, they had me like their page and then they blocked me. They had me like their business page and then they blocked me, and I was like, bitch, you got me fucked up. You want me to like your page and then you're gonna block me so you can get my numbers on your page? Fuck that shit. No, we ain't fixing to do this. We're not fixing to do this. I think things should be reciprocated, and if they're not, it's not a working relationship and it's not a friendship.
Mm-hmm.
It's a user. It's somebody trying to manipulate.
Exactly. Associates. There's a difference between friends, associates, business people, or business relationship, and then there's just outright strangers.
Well, the key word is respect with anybody that you deal with. If I respect you enough, I'm not going to come on and promote my business at your event. I'm not going to come on and promote my business on your page. There's a line within just the ethics of it.
Right?
It kind of goes back to the girl code. You date somebody, and just because you break up with them, trust me, I will never, ever touch that, because
No,
that's something.
Chili Red has no chance with me.
Girl, shoot. I mean, I'd kill both of you if you tried, but that's just me. But I think there's just certain boundaries that you don't cross. And I think, let's see what Nicole said. There should be a certain level of respect because what they're promoting may not align. Yeah, I agree. Like Lynna said, politically during the elections, there were a lot of people that tagged me in things that I did not believe in. A lot of things with gender and sex. I had a friend that attacked somebody on my page because the person was bisexual, and they were like, "Yo, I don't believe in that bullshit. That's not God. That's not Jesus." I don't believe that way. I don't think that way. I say be the fuck whoever you are in this lifetime, and that's it. You cool with me, I'm cool with you. I don't care if you got 3 dicks or 2 vaginas. I don't care.
Because God made everybody perfect just the way they are. So if they're bisexual, then they're bisexual. God made them perfect the way they
You,
are.
as far as I'm concerned, you can be whatever you want to be. As long as you respect me on my page, I'm going to give you the same thing. Now, there have been times, and I know a couple of people have called me out because it was like, somebody came on your page and you cussed them out and you said some choice words. Yes, the fuck I did, because that's what I do.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I do. I don't like crossing boundaries with people, and I know what my boundaries are. When you cross boundaries with me, I'm not gonna sit up here and look at you crazy. I'm gonna tell you the fuck what I feel about that, because I don't like holding my feelings in. You remember that ride that you locked me in that, you had me in that car for 7 hours because you had a problem with me and I couldn't jump out the window. I couldn't get out the door. And it was because you had something on your chest that you had to talk about. And if it was going to be from Alabama to Texas, you were going to talk about it. And I was sitting in that seat like, what the fuck? but I but I had to take the medicine because I knew how important it was for you to get that out. I think anytime you
Also,
let
too, I addressed it in a private situation and didn't blast it out all over.
yeah, you did. I mean, there's certain ways that you do in a professional setting. You handle things. I am really not one for these public uh
Yeah,
chaotic fuck fest.
and still be friends with them.
I mean, I just
Yeah,
feel like professionally, if you're building a professional rapport with someone, there should be some respect there. And when the respect leaves, then that's the end of that connection. That's the end of the business agreement, if that is what it is. Sometimes you get people that just take advantage. And a lot of people are passive with it. You know, well, I'm just going to let them slide. I'm just going to let them slide. I'm just going to let them slide. And next thing you know, the person is trying to fucking rename your business page. You
right.
know, there's only so far you can go with that, especially when you're building a brand and you put the energy into it. Why would I let somebody come in and take over my page? There's two things that will not happen with me. I pay all the bills in my house, so I run shit here. When I create a page, I run shit there. There is no other leader. I am the leader. So I think when I understand that, you need to understand that. I don't mind helping people out, but I think the conversation is simple. Do you mind if I promote this business? If people know me, 100%, if it aligns with my cause, I'm gonna be. I will even do the advertisement for you.
Yeah, because
But if
when
it
you post it, you're going to get more views than if somebody posted on your page.
absolutely, I
If
mean, it could
it
it could be a
starts up
win-win
in your,
situation.
it'll show up in your feed if you post it.
I think let's see what Elisa says. I think a lot of people get support misconstrued as well. They believe it's financial and it's not 100% true. I will agree with that. I don't get any financial compensation from promoting people on my page. I've never asked for it, never even it's never been a thing. But I know that I have friends that if I wanted to go promote my products or anything on their page, they're like, okay, how you gonna hook me up? Um, I'm like, oh, okay, you
Right.
know, that that's their setup. I decide I feel free to promote free, and this person is like, no, you need to pay me a couple of coins to put your business on there. At least you have the option. You know what you need to do with that. But I would not ever go around somebody and just promote freely on their platform.
Mm-mm.
I just wouldn't do it. I think a lot of times support is somebody sharing your video, watching your video, commenting on your video. But a lot of times people want nothing, they want stuff for free. We get these babalaos and they're not, I don't even want to dirty up the title because these people aren't really babalaos. They're not. These are people that have taken fake titles. And we've seen this in the community, people pretending to be what they are not so that they can get money from people. And what they're doing is they're promoting on multiple platforms as fast as they can because they're trying to take advantage of as many people as they possibly can before they move on to the next page or the next platform. So, I mean, definitely there's scammers there for sure.
Oh, absolutely. And they'll be on here. It might be after the live is over.
Yeah.
I can tell you how many people I've banned because when you report a comment, it comes back and oh, they didn't break any of our community rules.
See, well, Facebook, all social media to me it's biased to a point because you're limited on the amount of, I want to say, control that you have over your page, because at the end of the day they can delete your whole page.
Yeah.
So you're trying to run a business or promote a business on a platform that is really unstable because there's no ownership for you. They don't have anything. They're not getting paid to keep your page clean.
Oh
That's
wow.
why they don't care. there is no no consequence. I had someone come into my store and tell a customer, "I'll see," and that's
That's
wrong on so many levels.
that's just shitty.
It is. It's wrong on so many levels. And I would have worked the shit out of that person. They would have been peeing all over themselves trying to go down the street. Every time they mentioned my fucking store, they would be peeing and shitting all over themselves. But it's the simple thing of why. Why do that? You got a lot of people that create fake pages. I don't know where they get with these white men with European features. They're all sending me friend requests, and they're all fake pages.
Yeah.
You know, they're created the day before, and then you get all these things, and it's like, okay, why are these people, trying to? What they're doing is they're spying. It's either robots or it's people creating fake pages
Oh
because
yeah.
they want to see what you're
Like
gonna do.
it's some white guy. He's usually in the military, and his name is Saddam Hussein. Or
Something,
no.
yeah. Yeah, they're either in uniform or they're playing with a dog or they're hugging on their kids. And I'm like, you fucking don't know me because that would not even be what I would be looking for. But it's just a simple idea. People are looking for a way to spy, to get intel on your business so that they can figure out how to work around it. And I think that's crappy when
And
you
they
have
they
someone
do
that comes in your business like that.
what I was saying this morning was, and they do it even through the reviews on your page.
Yeah.
They,
Well, you have so many people that they look for ways to get into still business. I mean, even on YouTube, they had this thing where a lot of readers, like you don't show your face.
mm-hmm.
There are a lot of readers that have duplicate pages made up of them because nobody sees your face. They hear the voice, they hear the hand. So all they do is change the name. This is Mademoiselle Katrina, and they put your voice in your videos up. Now, of course, you got some things
I got
coming
yeah.
in that
I'm
are gonna
taking care of too.
yeah, that are gonna, put it to you. But you have a lot of people that are trying to build a business off of something that you've already built,
And
you
that's why
know.
I had things special made, but I shouldn't have to have things special made.
You shouldn't have to, but we live in an age of technology where people are creative. They are creative. They are motivated by money. They really are. These people are not spirit led, a good majority, because when I pull cards on them, and I have been more than gracious with a few of them. If you want to come onto the page and read, come on. I have, the tarot matchup. Sign up for it. I will 100%. If you're a good reader and who you say you are, I
Oh
will
yeah,
promote.
I remember that time somebody was like, "I feel drawn to you, to give you a reading. DM me," and you're like, "Oh hey, you want to come on? Come on!" And but I had banned them.
Yeah. Well, they never accept the request. I've had some where I've gone in their messenger because I feel like certain things need to be talked about privately. Hey, I didn't appreciate the way you presented yourself on my page. If you want to present yourself in the right light, I have this particular day where you can come on and read. And if you are who you say you are, I will definitely support. These people never come through. They don't want to sit up there and read the energy. They want to be paid. They want to be paid. And I think it's unfortunate that they do piggyback off of people, but you got to be careful of coattail riders anyway.
Yeah,
Anytime that you start to get successful, you're going to have some people that come out the woodworks, which is this multiple tagging thing. I know her page is popping, so I'm going to go ahead and tag her and 5 other people who have a big following. And I have my followers. I think even on Facebook, I'm at 7,000. There's people that have, of course, triple that amount. But people are looking at things like that. How can I pull this business over my way? If people want to go to you, they want to go to you. But you can do that ethically.
right.
The tarot mashup, I give people an opportunity to showcase so that if people like them, they can go to their page,
Yeah, because
and
I
get
always
readings
tell
from.
people to post their information so people will know. So if they want to get a reading,
Yeah. But you're gonna always have people that don't want to do the work. They want you to build it up, and then they want to come in and they want to ride that little energy wave. And I think that's it.
you've even
Um,
okay.
let's see, or they start made up conflicts with you to draw others to them to remove people from your business as well. That's true too. That is true too. I've realized in the community, it's best not to even get in conflict with a lot of people.
Yeah.
Just because with screenshots and a lot of things, it's really easy to manipulate something that hasn't been, that people aren't looking at live. And it's interesting because last night, and I actually reached out to Rob, and I'm just using it as an excuse. There was something going on with the live, and Rob was like, shut the fuck up or calm the fuck down, with the other readers that were there. And their faces were like, and then there was these things of exchanges back and forth where somebody was typing a message, and then there was private screenshots and things like that. And it was like, it's hard to see things and unsee them. So when you get in beefs on Facebook, when you're constantly arguing with people, it does affect your business. It affects your brand, whether you're right in it or wrong. I've had people that's like, I can't go on your page and support you anymore because you cursed out that poor Babalao. Well, that Babalao was fucking wrong. He fucked with the wrong person on the wrong day. So yeah, I did. I cursed them out, and I will do it again. So if you do not agree with that, you don't have to follow me. But I'm not going to be disrespectful if a person is respectful to me. I match energy. What does that mean? I match energy. You come to my page with fuckery, you're going to get fuckery back. And it may depend. If I'm in a good mood, I might just delete you. If I feel, froggy, I might be like, hey.
I know that happened to me a couple of times last week on your page. It wasn't even my page, but I felt offended and I had to say something. And that was kind of like out of character for me. But damn, enough's enough. Just what was it? I think it was yesterday. No, day before yesterday. Someone posted on your page in a comment, "Girl, you need Jesus, the living word."
On my page?
Yes.
Well, you already know. I would tell them Jesus is my homeboy.
I said something to the effect of, I don't even fucking remember, but it was basically, oh, I said, God don't like ugly. Judge not, lest you be judged. Until you righteously uphold all 613 commandments, you have no right to assume that anyone doesn't have Jesus.
Girl, these people don't rattle me in the first sense. First of all, I know I know where I'm at.
It depends on my day too, what I've been through. Because I got teenagers.
Yeah.
So
You are gonna have people that will not agree with your energy. I mean, I've had people on YouTube was like, sis, you need to go take a cleanse. Some people have a hard time with the truth.
well,
And
I
some
don't
people
understand why even make a comment like that. Why waste your time? If she thinks you need Jesus and doesn't agree with you, then get the fuck off your page. Why?
maybe Jesus told her to leave the comment. I don't know. I'm all about expressing yourself. And if you want to have a conversation, I've told people this many a times. You can come to my inbox. You can call me up. I'll talk. I'm not going to necessarily say we will agree, but I'm always, I'm a Southern woman. I'm going to respect you until you give me something I can't respect. And then after that, I'm just not going to fuck with you no more. That's just the way I am.
Right.
But I think the whole thing about it is that when they do come on there and make comments, it doesn't affect me. When it's geared towards me, I'd be like, Lord have mercy. I don't lose no sleep over it. I really don't. My issue is when it starts to affect impressionable, desperate people.
That's what I was going to say. Well,
I have a problem with that. I really have a problem with that. You can fuck with me all day long, and you may get by or you may get got. It depends on it. But you know what? You choose. You choose. If you want to come at me, well, we're walking into that. You shouldn't have a problem with me because I don't have a problem with anybody.
right.
But what I do draw the line is there are a lot of impressionable people on my page. And I know this. They're the same ones that keep telling me I lost $4,000 last month from one of these scammers. Or I paid the person for love work and my relationship broke up and now I can't pay my rent. Can you help me, Mambo? Or, this person said that they were going to send me healing and my cancer is progressing and I paid them $5,000 for this medicine that never came. I have problems with that. I have problems with that because then I do have some accountability with that. It's like, wait, they did this on my page with my name. And I say it over and over and over and over. I've talked about
You're
this.
talking about people in the comments that say DM me, and then
Yeah, I've talked about this till I was blue in the face. Not everybody in the community is going to be upfront. And I'm not even going to say we're all human. We're flawed. We are. But I think the best thing that you offer in a spiritual community should be transparency and honesty. If you can't fucking be transparent and honest with yourself, you should not be in a place of trying to lead other people.
right.
Or trying to counsel other people. You shouldn't. I know my flaws. I know the things that I need to work on, and I'm very transparent about it, you know? But the thing with money and all that stuff like that, I just do not agree with preying on people's desperation or
Me
their vulnerabilities. My spirits don't support that. That's not the person I am. That's not the person I ever have been. And shit. Hopefully that shit won't ever even come to a place. I mean, the best thing about me is that I have friends that literally hold me accountable. If you disagree with me, I know you're going to say something. You may not want to say something, but I've been in enough conversations with you to know that normally you come at me straight, and you already know. If you ask me something like when you buy that 150 tarot deck, and I'd be like, God fucking damn, Lynna, you already know. But I think we do need accountability.
So
You
that
know,
brings me to another point, though. When the people are in the comments, I keep going back to that because I'm really irritated about that today. When people post in the comments, DM me, and then a person does, and they get swindled, and they come back to you and say you owe them $500 because they got the person from your page, but that person wasn't legit. That person was in the comments. I feel like, and this is my opinion, if they're not on screen with you, or if you don't call out their name and say, hey, go talk to Alyssa, she can do Reiki, she can do chakras, she can help heal you, she's really good with the herbs, blah blah blah. Yes, that's a plug for Alyssa. Hi. Anyway, but unless you call them out or they're on screen, you're not responsible. Or I don't feel like I would be responsible. If you get swindled because you, after as much as I preach about it, and you still DM that person and they take your money, that's out of my hands.
yeah. It's hard though when somebody uses your name to put somebody in a bad position. You're not accountable for it, but I mean,
You
you
feel bad, but
you do. When somebody comes to me and tells me that this person took their rent money or their money for their medicine and things like that, I feel horrible. There's certain people that getting readings and being connected to people is to them it's a crutch, and they need it, and you have people that pick up on that energy, any type of desperation. If you go to a bar and you're a desperate woman and you want to meet somebody, you're gonna meet somebody because you're gonna have some man in there that smell it. The same thing with a man with a woman. If you are desperate and you put yourself in a position, a woman is going to smell that, and people are going to take advantage. But I do have issues with that. I don't like when, especially on IG, I have a person, I think I got 23 pages up now. I just removed 20 something pages last month. And this person went back in and created 20 something more pages to get money.
oh yeah, with your picture.
Yeah, with my pictures. So, and I tell people all the time, they get them a lot on love work. I tell people all the time, I don't fuck with love work. I don't even do it. And
Yeah.
I've been very vocal. But you're going to have some people that just will not hear it. Hey, Jazz. You're going to have some people that just will not hear it. And I think, you have to ask yourself, as a person that has a brand, how much accountability does go to you? I mean, you do everything that you can. You try to. Arceli, no, we're not doing readings today.
And if somebody comments and tells you that they'll do a reading for you, DM them. Don't.
Yeah, I think at a certain place, especially as a priestess, you know, I am called to be of service because that was part of my commitment. Now, of course, every worker is called to be of service.
Mm-hmm.
But there's sometimes, of course, that I feel guilty because I'm like, okay, I should be in a better position to help. And that may be something that I have to work through. I don't think that is something that I have to do, but it's one of those things that I do feel concerned when somebody tells me that they got taken advantage of. It's hard to read a text message when somebody tells you they lost $4,000.
Yeah, because you have a conscience.
Yeah,
The person who
it's
takes
just
the
like,
money doesn't have a conscience.
and for somebody to be okay with taking that from someone,
Yeah.
that speaks to character, and we have some legit people in the community that have taken advantage of people.
Oh
So
yeah.
it's not just people that are being fake, but I don't know. It's one of those things where I really am looking at people differently. Like you said with the political thing, don't tag me in something if we don't align. I don't care. Even if you're in the community with me, if I don't fuck with you, don't fuck with me.
Well, I know, like
Don't put my name up there.
I've borrowed, $50 from you or whatever, and pay you back because I just feel bad even for borrowing money, much less try to steal some money from somebody. I'll
Well,
pay you back the very next day, if not the same day. You
yeah,
know,
but that's different. That's different. We're friends. And I mean, with me, if I loan you money, the money to me is gone. If it comes back, that's a blessing. But I don't give anything that I can't.
is I feel so guilty even borrowing from a friend. There's no way I could steal money from somebody.
I get it. I get it. But you have some people that don't have a conscience. And I think the issue is that it becomes just about money. It's nothing about spiritual connection. It's nothing about spiritual healing. You have a lot of people, the people that go into the comments and say, DM me, DM me, DM me. They're not trying to heal you. They
Yeah,
want to get
because
paid.
that DM really means it's a dick move.
Yeah. It's one of those things. And even like with Yvette, um, I met Yvette. I had the honor of meeting her and her husband in
Well,
Denver.
she was on T and Charo. I remember her from being
Yeah,
on
and
T and
she's down to earth. She's very business oriented. She does a lot for her community. And you would think that somebody would respect that, especially a client, somebody that comes into your brick and mortar and they're supporting your business or should be supporting your business. And then you go back and you tell somebody, you know what, go try this other store. Why wouldn't they talk? Say in the worst case scenario, she didn't have what they needed in her store,
Mm-hmm.
and the person is like, okay, this other store down the street has a product. Why wouldn't someone talk to Yvette and say, look, I'm looking for such and such a product. Can you order it?
Right.
Because I want to support
Or
your
let
business.
Yvette be the one saying, well, we don't carry that, but if you go on down the road here, they have it.
Yeah, it should be something
Let
about
her be the
communication.
one saying, but to say that it's cheaper at a different store, well, I have my own opinion about that too. You get what you pay for.
Well, I think anytime,
That store, you know that she's real and you know that she does work. So if you buy a product from her store, I've never been to her store, but I've been to a lot of stores. If they're real and you buy a product and you have questions, you ask, they have the answer. Sometimes they will explain how to use things without you even asking. So if you pay a little extra, you're still getting more than your money's worth because you're getting that um, instruction from that person
true.
who knows what they're doing.
Well, you know what? I feel like real recognizes real. Energy doesn't lie.
Right.
Whenever you have to go around the tree and go through the back door and crawl through the mud to advertise your business, something is wrong. Something's off with your energy.
Yeah.
Because if you were doing it for the right reason and the right way, you would have the followers, you would have the support. But if you have to drum up support, or if you have to knock somebody else down to build up your business, and you're doing it in the spiritual community and you're saying that you're connected to your spirits, cannot be. You cannot be. I mean, I don't even care if you're working with darker energy. You cannot be. You have no ethics. Even with that, there needs to be some type of structure or ethics with the way that you work things.
Oh yeah.
But people don't respect that nowadays. You got a lot of people that just do what the fuck they want to do,
It's money
or at least they
motivated.
try.
It's money motivated. And spirit, there's no Walmart in the spirit world. Spirit don't need money. I mean, we get paid, so don't get me wrong. But it's not about money with spirit.
Well,
It's not. And so when they're coming on and scamming people, for them it's about the money because there is no spirit involved.
I think transparency is what is needed. Let's see what Elisa said. Let people be who they are authentically. My thing is don't try and make others conform into what you want them to be. That's why I don't even get in Facebook or social media beef. I look at the post. I say to myself, this person is an idiot, but you know what? Go with God. Whatever the fuck you need to do, go with it. I just, you have your way of thinking. And some people, no matter what you say, they're not going to change. They are not going to see things differently. And then you have some people who don't. I know people that change with the direction the wind blows. On Tuesday, they're agreeing with you. On Wednesday, there's another leader in the community that they're talking to. On Thursday, they're talking about both of y'all. On Friday, you see screenshots where they don't fuck with you or these other people. And then you'll have an event and everybody's hugging and kissing each other on
Right.
Saturday. And it's like, well, I thought you didn't fuck with this person.
That's what I
So
was
it's,
saying earlier. You have a beef with somebody and then you still keep them as your friend. Why?
yeah, no,
If I don't
no.
like you, I don't like you.
Yeah, and my energy, my face will tell you everything. It really will. I can't fake the funk. If I don't fuck with you, I don't fuck with you. I just don't. I can
I
be
still
cordial.
gotta apologize. I still feel so bad for starting drama on your page. I
You
just
didn't
I
you
don't
didn't
I
start
don't
drama on
know what happened to me because I never do that.
you. Well, I think you saw something that you felt like was an injustice and you felt the need to speak on it. Um, Let me see. And I had, talked to the person and I was kind of concerned with the way that they did things. And then I was also concerned with the way that they addressed you. So it was almost like you are supposed to be somebody in the community that has some standing and you're not even respectful. The comment was disrespectful. So it could have been handled a lot of different ways, drama and pettiness, just for the hell of it. I'm too old. I think, if I don't agree with something you say, I just scroll on. I'm not about to get in no Facebook. That's the last thing that they'll do, lock me up in Facebook jail because I was just going back and forth with some idiot. An
I feel
idiot is an
bad.
idiot.
I really do. I feel bad because I never do stuff like that.
No, and I knew it had to hit you a certain way because I said the same thing too. I was like, Lord, Lynna would never reply, but I think it was kind of the way the person did it. And instead of them saying, "Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. You may have a point
Well,
there,"
what got me, and I'll be honest, what got me was they did it on your personal page. They didn't even do it on your business page. They were brave enough to do it on your personal page. And to me, there's a difference between a personal relationship and a business relationship. It's like, how dare you? You didn't even ask, and you just assume, and then you put it on her personal page. What the fuck?
yeah, but I think that's where the boundaries. And I ended up deleting the whole post
Yeah.
because first of all, I didn't want you and them going back and forth. Second of all, there was no conversation or talks about the post in the first place. It's almost like on your personal page, what if people didn't know that I was a Mambo
Right.
or that this is something that I follow? And then you post that on my personal page, and now I got family and friends that are kind of like, what the
Exactly.
fuck?
That's I never post my business stuff. Well, I did this morning. I posted the Pippa Time video on my personal page. But other than that, I've never posted anything about my business on my personal page because I have. Well, I mean, we're from Texas, and I've got a lot of family that's backwoods Hicks and whatever. So I keep my personal and my business separate.
A lot of people do, and I think that's why a lot of people don't want things advertised on their personal page that they don't have any say so in. Me, I'm completely out the closet. I mean, I'm out there. But what if I wasn't?
Yeah.
And then you post this stuff on there and now people are asking me questions. So I think the person didn't think it through. Had they come to me and said, "Let me put this on your business page," it would have been no problem. I
Yeah.
would have said, yeah. In fact, I have shared their stuff on my business page, but they took it amongst themselves to go ahead and put it somewhere else. Let's see, Cinda. I had a priestess tell me that I can get initiated in the ATR here in the States. There are certain ceremonies that you can do in the States. It depends on which ATR you're going into. Introductory initiations can be done. If you're dealing with the Loa or Orisha, there are a lot of priests and priests that have to go to the country of origin. In Haitian voodoo, you cannot become a mambo or a ugan here in the States. You have to go to Haiti and get initiated because you have to see Loco, and Loco stays in Haiti. He don't get on the plane. He don't float out in the ocean. He don't do none of that shit. He's like, if you want it, you come to me. Now, it depends on what house that you have. I would research, because you do have some people that do a lot of initiations in the state because it's cheaper, but is it done correctly? Are the spirits that you're supposed to be seeing or connecting with in this initiation, are these spirits present in the United States? Some of them are not. Some of them you have to go to Cuba. Some of them you have to go to the Dominican Republic. Some of them you have to go to Haiti. Some of them you have to go to Brazil. So you got to research your house. If you have questions, you need to talk to the priestess and then research what other priest or priestess in that tradition. That's what I would do. I remember when I first was going to initiate, I had a mambo that I met in Florida, and she was telling me that she did vegan initiations. And I was like, wow, I never even heard of that. And her initiation was like $300 and something. And I was like, oh my God, that's the cheapest that I've ever found it, because literally coming into a voodoo house is $1,500 to $2,000. Just the first initiation, the first ceremony. That's not even into priesthood. Priesthood is $6,000 to $10,000. So I was like, okay, so we don't kill the animals, and it's $350 something. And I was like, well, where do you do the initiation? And she goes, in my garage. Oh, hell fucking no. I mean, I'm going to pay $300 to go, in a garage, and you need the blood. There are animal sacrifices in these traditions.
Mm-hmm.
So even if you're vegan, you still have to be okay with animal sacrifice because it's a part of the tradition. So it went all the way left. And I loved her energy and her style and all that stuff like that. And she was a mambo, but the way she wanted to do her initiations were not in the tradition. She had modified it.
Yeah.
So
there's rules,
yeah.
I mean, even in the Bible, they had to line up the pigeons.
Yeah,
pigeons, sacrifice the lambs, sacrifice the goats.
Yeah, I mean, even in I think it was about 3 years ago, I was talking to somebody in New Orleans, and they were in a coven where everybody who came into the coven had to have sex with the high priestess. Everybody. That was I'm not going to call it initiation because I don't know what you would call it, but the high priestess was 66 years old. And the guy was 24, and he was telling me, he goes, I feel some kind of way about having to sleep with a 60-something-year-old woman to go into this coven. And I was like, well, if you have reservations about that, then you might not want to do it, But if this is a part of her coven tradition, and that's what other people have done, it's her tradition. I don't know whatever happened with that. I never talked to him again.
We're not doing readings, Kathy. Not today.
So I don't know. I think, unfortunately, you're going to have a lot of people that step up to take money, especially with income tax season. Income tax season is the red flag. They all know that you got some money coming
stimulus. In. Every time the stimulus, your phone starts ringing. Somebody's hacking into your Windows. I don't even have a fucking Windows computer. How they hacking into Windows?
You have spiritual organizations that look at your money. Whenever there's income tax season, stimulus, or whatever, then it's like, oh, you need to initiate. Oh, you need to come over here and do this.
But you're right. You need to research, because even with Wicca, you may not be sleeping with somebody, but say like Gardenarian, they have rituals in the nude. Is that something that you're willing to do? You know, if there's other Wiccan traditions that you don't have to take your clothes off if you don't want to. You know, there's a lot of different things. If you have questions, look it up, do research, ask somebody. You know, it's not just them interviewing you to come into a coven or a house. You are also interviewing them.
You have
To ask
responsibility.
questions.
Yeah, you do. You have responsibility. And I think anytime you get involved with people that don't want you to ask them questions or they don't want to answer questions, it's a red flag. I don't care if they have status in the community, if this person is well known, if you cannot ask them questions, if they cannot lay out. Now, here's the thing with initiations, there are a lot of things that are private. You know, not everybody knows about it because that's part of the initiatory process. So they're not going to break the ceremony down because you don't know until you get there. So you can't be prepared. But if you are leading up to initiation, um, you need to look into that. You need to talk to the other person, send their god kids.
Right.
Um, Last year we had Mambo Yanza, who I really liked. And I don't know if she still has a presence on social media, but it came out that first she was not a Mambo, she's not initiated. Then it came out she was never initiated into any traditions. And this woman had over 70 god kids. So here's what happens when you're not initiated into any tradition, your god kids are not initiated into any tradition. So you had a ton of people who paid a ton of money and got titles, but these titles were not legit because the original priest or priestess was not initiated
Right.
and nobody knew.
And that,
I didn't even know. I thought she was a Mambo.
well, because they're good at their job. Their job is being a con artist, grifter, scammer,
And even with
whatever.
Babalaos, I mean, yeah, if this person is coming from Nigeria and they're like, oh, you know, I'm Babalao so and so, you know, and they say my godparent is so and so, how do you research that? You know, you
Ask
have to kind of,
questions. Ask,
yeah, and then I mean god kids too. I mean, who are your god kids? You know, where did these people go? You know,
and that goes for work too. About asking the questions when people are trying to do work for you and they want to charge you $5,000. What are you going to do for $5,000?
yeah,
If they tell you, "Oh, I can't reveal that information because it's part of my tradition," they can still tell you, okay, first thing we're going to do is we're going to do a reading, then we'll do a cleanse, and then we'll do some candle work. They don't have to tell you the secrets, but they can still tell you what you're going to get for this $5,000.
yeah, I agree. I agree. Ginger, Mambo, do you initiate? Do you have god kids? I don't technically have a god kid in voodoo yet, and it's because I have not taken god kids in voodoo yet. Do I have god kid or god kid in my conjure? I do. We do discuss voodoo as much as I can share with him, and I think voodoo is going to be his path. And so when that time comes, when it's time for him to cross over into initiation, I will be there with him. And I feel like that is going to come from him within a year or 2 years. Um, God kids are a major responsibility.
But that will be done in Haiti.
Yeah, yeah. His initial ceremony will probably be done in the States because, like I said, there's certain ceremonies that you can do here. But when it becomes coming to a priest, becoming a Mambo or an Ugan, you have to go to Haiti. You have to initiate in Haiti.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I take that role very seriously. Right now, I'm so busy, even for him. There's days when I'm like, man, I need to put more time into him, or I need to, I'm always telling him, write down questions and ask me. So that way I can make sure that we're on point. And, he's busy too. But I want to be in a position that when I take on more God kids, and to be honest, I didn't want any. I didn't want any. And every time I tell Spirit what I don't want, I got like 15 people in my inbox that are like, I want to be your God kid.
Right.
I want to be in a place where in voodoo, I am strong, I am knowledgeable, and I'm in a position to lead. Because that's when you get the best of me, and that's when you get the best of the spirits. And I don't feel like I'm there yet, but I feel like I'm heading in that direction. So when the time comes and spirit is like, take more kids, then we'll see.
You've grown a lot since I've known you.
Shit, I've gotten old. I've gotten old. There's some wisdom, my connection with spirit has become stronger, and my responsibility with spirit has gotten stronger. I know what is asked of me, and I know what I would ask of another person. I'm not about the bullshit. I don't want somebody that's on Facebook losing their mind every fucking day. I don't have time for that. So I would be the godparent that's like, you know what, shut your fucking computer down and go study. Go learn your Creole. Go learn your service. Because when it comes into it, when you're moving into a tradition, you're moving into a tradition to learn.
Mm-hmm.
You don't really have time for a lot of the other stuff that's going around. You don't. It's so much. It takes 7 years to become a Mambo or a Nugon. 7 years. And that's 7 years of study. Just because you get the title doesn't make you that person. You still have to work. And a lot of people that come in as God kids, there's a lot of work. Even for me, when I first initiated, there was a lot of work, even prior to initiation. So I will say you want a really good relationship. If you decide to go that path, you want a really good relationship with your godparent. You want somebody that follows through, that's transparent, that watches your back. Let's see, Deidre, I had a falling out with a friend and it went left. Deidre, your friend was fucked up and is not being accountable. Now, that was just some free, you already know, that was just some free advice. But you can message me and I can tell you about your friend. Sometimes when you have a falling out with somebody and they don't want to see their part of that fallout, they're not in a good place, in a good emotional maturity to be a friend. So sometimes you got to give people space and let them grow the fuck up.
Mm-hmm. And that brings up another point too, going back to people posting on your page. They're fake friends, and they're frenemies too.
Oh, well, hell yeah.
Not everybody's a real friend.
No, I mean, I don't have beef with anybody. And I pull my cards and I see all this spell work and all this envy and all this evil eye. And I'm like, what the fuck? I don't have beef with anybody. But then you got to look at your circle and be like, well, who the fuck is faking the fuck?
Right?
Who's not supporting me? Who's not in my corner? And to be honest, shit, you got to have a lot of seat fillers that just watch because they want to see you fall. And I think that's unfortunate because I want to see people rise. I want to see people elevate. But everybody has their thing. Everybody has their thing. And I think when it comes to a friendship, either we vibe or we don't. There's no middle ground with me. It's either we cool. Me and you, that day you had me in that car, locked in that car, I could have said, drop my ass off at the airport. I never want to fuck with you again in life. But because I have a friendship with you that is real, I understood how important it was for you to say what you needed to say and for me to respect it. We had a conversation and we had a conflict and we got over it and we became stronger friends.
Yeah. You got in the car with me again.
Yeah, I've gotten in the car and traveled with you again. Exactly. So I think when you have a falling out with somebody and they're not willing to meet you halfway on resolving it with a conversation, let their ass go sit in the corner and chill out. And if they don't want to fix it, you didn't lose a friend. You lost an attention seeker. I don't do grown people tantrums.
And
I don't do that.
Deirdre said she's feeling bad about things, trying to see what she did. Don't beat yourself up over it.
You didn't do anything.
Don't beat yourself up over it. Yeah, and Serenity's like, shit, you have family that's not real family.
Yeah.
That's true, because this past year, 2020, was exactly that. You know how they say, I can see clearly now, 2020
Yeah.
vision, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I got to see the real side of some family, and I deleted them because it's just, no.
I agree with Ginger. Ginger said, I think when people are jealous and want your downfall, most of the times it's personal. It's not their issue. Yeah, they got triggered. I mean, anybody that works hard for success or for a certain level of acknowledgement in their life deserves what they get. If you worked hard for it, you deserve it. You didn't steal it. You worked hard for it. So if you're going to sit at somebody and be upset because they put their ass into something, their heart into something that they're passionate about, and you're mad because you're sitting on the couch still trying to think your way out the box, that's not their problem. That's you.
Right.
That's you. We've all been there. We've seen people move forward, and it's like, man, I wish I was on that level. You know, when I first started, and I'm gonna be real because y'all know that's how I come. When I first got on social media as a reader, I joined this group, and it was to help readers practice and get their skill up. And I was doing these readings, and I was self-conscious because I had read for family and friends, but this was my first time putting myself out there with, social media public. And people were giving all these other readers these glorious reviews. Oh, she was amazing. She was awesome. And I wasn't getting anything. I wasn't getting anything. And I was feeling some kind of way about it. I was like, what the fuck? These people in my inbox, I'm giving them readings. I feel like the readings are good, and none of them are patting me on the back. They're not patting me on the head. What the fuck is wrong with these people? And Spirit handled up on me. Spirit was like, that's your ego. That's your ego. Are you reading for validation, or are you reading because you really want to help these people? If you really want to help these people, it doesn't matter if they give you a review or not, because you're doing what you're called to do. But if you need the review, if you need the bells and the whistles, if you need people clapping so you can take a bow, you're not doing it spirit-led. There's nothing wrong with being recognized, but you can't drink your own Kool-Aid. You know what I'm saying? It's like there's some days it's hit and miss. There's some days where I'm on, there's some days that I'm off, and that's human. But when you start thinking that you're bigger than the message, when you're thinking that you're getting the message from you and it's not another source that's helping you, there's a problem.
It's not about the reader, it's about the message.
It's always about the message. It's always about. So if people get jealous because you've done the work and you've connected to spirit the proper way, then that's their problem. They got to work that shit out. They got to make peace with their ego. We need ego. It serves a purpose. But when you're led by ego, that's a completely different thing. When you start taking yourself too seriously, that's a completely different thing. I'm not God, and thank God I don't have the God complex where I feel like I am. Shit. I'm so goddamn flawed, it's ridiculous. I'm just happy that spirit works with me, that they work through me.
Exactly.
But, they took an imperfect vessel and they're helping me elevate. And I worked for that. I studied for that. I practiced for that. So if people are going to be jealous because I put the work in, then that's on them. There are a lot of people I admire because I know how hard they work for what they do for the community, for what they do for the spirit. You can't take that away from them. You can't.
Right. And you work. I've told you for years you work too hard. You need a break. I'm tired of telling you, so I'm just not going to tell you anymore.
Everybody's tired of telling me, but that's the whole thing. People don't realize I literally work 7 days a week, all day long. People don't know that. A lot of people don't know that. People don't realize that my reading page is what I'm going on year 5, I think. I think this is year 5. And it grew organically. I didn't buy followers. I let people that want to follow me, that like what I'm saying, that like the message I'm giving, that click with my vibe, follow me. But it was not something that just sprouted up. Divinity Diva wasn't born until year 2.5. And I think the reading group was the group that gave me the name Divinity Diva. So I think we have to respect the hustle. We have to respect the foundation where people are coming from, and maybe not be jealous or envy about it, but actually aspire to be on that level. You know what I'm saying?
Because I'm sitting here thinking, how many years I've been going to your house, and every time I've been, how many times have we actually sat on the couch and not in and had a conversation not some way involved with work? You don't stop. You never.
Yeah,
You sleep and dream that shit.
I do.
You're in my bed doing astral projection, and then getting up trying to figure out what the fuck it was all about.
I do. I think I'm going to slow my thing down. I think here part of your elevation is where spirit is going to take you. It's part of the journey.
Right.
And spirit is even telling me, okay, slow down, slow down, slow down. I come from a place of being a single parent, and I remember how I had to struggle to take care of my kids, to keep, the lights on, keep the water on, to keep food on, you know. I was blessed that spirit gave me opportunities. And so every time an opportunity comes in, I am humbled and blessed to take it, because I remember days when, they were kind of far in, a few in between.
Mm-hmm.
Spirit never left me homeless, but there were times where I was like a paycheck away. And when you realize that, and you realize that it was your ancestors that held you up, it was the spirits that walked with you that held you up. Whenever they come to me and they say, we need you to do this, I'm there, because that's important to me. I have a relationship with my spirit, with my spirits. But even now they're like, girl, go sit your ass down in the corner, eat your peanut butter and jelly sandwich or something. They get tired of me too. It's all about balance. You have to balance it. You really
Yeah.
do. But
But
for those that are dealing with people that are hating, and like Lynna said, unfortunately, the more you evolve, you're going to lose friends. You're going to have some people that will not connect with your energy anymore. They will not grow with you. And it's because, for whatever reason, you outgrew them. And, that's the hardest thing. And I tell my daughter, you can be friends with somebody for 10 years and still come to a fork in the road.
mm-hmm.
I might not agree with you anymore. We may not be on the same vibration. Maybe I'm awakening and I'm elevating and you're not, and I have to pull away from you. Some friendships they're seasonal. They really are.
Well, and our the book that entails our life has chapters, and we have chapters. They have chapters, so it
That's
may
true.
not just be us moving away from them, going a different way. It may be that they're on their
Spirit
own
could be taking it.
chapter,
Yeah,
and so they outgrown us because it just
I completely agree. Deidre, any tips on finding balance? Here's my thing. My thing is be authentic. Be authentic to you. Um, we all want friendship in our life. True. But I think anytime that you're bending over in a position that makes you feel uncomfortable for a friend, when it starts to become too much, it's a one-sided friendship. It's not reciprocated. Um, a friend is there up and down. They're accountable. There's conversation. There's no, it shouldn't be this, either you with me or against me type of energy. I can disagree with Lynna and still love her to death. And I think she knows that. We may have had points where we have not seen things on the same level. And I have a lot of friends that, don't know how to take my honesty. But I appreciate when people come at me straight, but I'm going to be me. I'm not going to give you something different, because I have to be balanced. I have to be authentic.
yeah. Ginger's saying that she really dislikes seasonal friendships, but she understands that life. I do
That's a
have
part of life.
I do have a comment about that too. Is seasonal friendships, there's a purpose for them because
Absolutely.
we have life lessons that we need to learn. So people may come into our life for a short time, and when we learn that lesson, they move on. Or it may be that we're the one teaching them the lesson, and so then it's time just to move on. So seasonal
Mm-hmm.
friendships have a purpose too. You have to think of it that way. Okay, well, that must be a lesson. It may be a lesson in how to protect yourself. It could also be a lesson in love, to open your heart. there's many different lessons, but that people come into our lives for a reason, whether it's good
Absolutely.
or bad. We still need to learn the lesson. You may have a fucked up relationship and you hate your ex and whatever, but you learn something from that relationship. You
It's
learn you
true.
don't put up with that shit anymore.
I think people, and I'm not a psychologist or anything like that. Don't even play one on TV, but I'm 53 years old. I've lived a long fucking time. A long time.
Only half a century.
It was sure. Really, only. Here's the thing there is emotional immaturity and emotional maturity. When I was 20, I was very emotionally immature because everything was personal. Everything had to have a reaction. And of course, I'm an air sign, I'm a Libra, so everything was extra to me. You're going to have people that are going to be sensitive and they're not ready to learn the lesson. They're not ready to connect with the lesson. That may not be, you can only go so far with a person. At some point, somebody grows up, emotional maturity. Let's have a conversation. Let's talk this out. I value you as a friend. I don't want to lose your friendship. So, how do we make it work? When you have somebody that, blocks you, you know, they put you on block, they're sharing screenshots where, they're trying to make you look like you dirty or whatever. That never was a friend. Because
Right.
a real friend would want to help balance that situation out with you. Like I say, I didn't do tantrums with my kids. I didn't. I think the first time Jazz ever did one, I tore her ass up and we never had that issue again. And grown people that are 40, 50, 30 years old that are on, social media crying and falling on the floor and beating their heads against the goddamn concrete, they need help. You need therapy. You're not ready for a friendship. Maybe you're not emotionally mature for this type of grown up relationship. We all have problems. And
Yeah.
if you're not even mature enough to understand what your issue is and actively work on it, you need work. Jazzy said, I have tantrums. I have mama tantrums because I have grown ass kids that won't do what I want them to do. And that ain't even a tantrum because Lord knows I don't throw both of them out the house. Get the fuck out my house. And meant every goddamn word of it too. So that was not a tantrum. That was me exercising my mama status. But somebody else, no.
No, she said that wasn't you exercising.
They know I call it a mommy meltdown. And that'd be like,
Exercise you.
yeah, it don't be a tantrum because when I do the meltdown, I be trying to kill their asses. Yes, mommy meltdowns. That's what I call them.
Oh,
They happen at least twice a year because they take me to that level. But I just like no.
I'm right there with you. I know. I know.
Mm-hmm.
I had to tell Walker to get the fuck out of my house. Don't come back to my house. And then an hour later,
Yeah.
I'm like, is he doing okay?
But see, they don't realize that we doing this so we don't kill them. That's not a
Right?
tantrum. That's me trying to save your life.
Yeah, we're protecting.
Get the fuck out my house before you die. But no. And I think people, there comes a place where when you love someone, Jazz, get the fuck off this live. Jazz have been talking about it's scary, y'all. First of all, if anybody has ever seen me go at somebody on my live, y'all know I don't pull punches. They don't call me the Queen of Swords for nothing. Let's just say, and I have machetes in this house. You're gonna get the chop fucked up if you if you mess with me. But I don't. I have balance.
Reversed.
Yeah, I understand. I know why I got mad. I know why I had the meltdown. And believe it or not, it gets shit done. If I got to go in there and throw some dishes around because somebody won't wash the dishes, the next thing I know, the dishes are washed and it's done. But that's we have that understanding. And Jazz, don't we always talk afterwards and have our little communication?
Well, I know personally that there have been times that you and I have been on the phone and something happened, and you say, Lynna, I'm going to have to go. Jazzy needs to talk to me.
Oh yeah. I
So,
mean, I put communication and Jazz and I actually, I mean, we definitely, she's fire, I'm air. And you have a
yeah,
fire
I,
sign and you're a fire sign. So you understand. But Jazz know that, you know, I love her to death. She's an adult now. This is not a child, a traditional relationship with a child, because she's a young woman.
Right.
So I'm not looking at her as a 6-year-old. I'm looking at her as a 23-year-old woman who's challenging me. And I'm going to win every fucking time because I pay the bills. I'm going to win. There is, in my camp, there is no losing. There is no losing. I'm the Queen of Swords. What the fuck? Better recognize.
Right?
She already know.
She
What's
loves
that? What's that saying? I pay the boss. I pay the cost to be the boss.
Right? And it's expensive.
Yeah.
I mean, it's more than just bills, man. We have gray hair and everything.
Girl, look, let me show you all this white. That's all Jasmine. That's all Jasmine Jones.
That's what I tell my kids.
But the good thing about it is when she get her high-rise apartment and I go over there trying to have a mommy meltdown, then she can tell me to get the fuck out of her house.
Right?
Which I'm sure it will come to that. But we got to have boundaries. We have to put boundaries down, whether it's in the community or friendships of people that you do. You got to be authentic and you have to be transparent. You have to. You have to. I don't think anybody can come to me on my page and not and disrespect me and expect me to give them flowers. That's not how I operate.
Right.
And I think that we have to respect each other in this community, whether we're friends, workers. There has to be a mutual respect. You know, on the live last night when the person said, calm the fuck down or shut the fuck up, I can't even remember, but that was disrespectful. That was disrespectful. You owe it to yourself to conduct yourself in a certain way. You can be authentic, but when you're talking to other people, me and you are not going to have a fight on this thing where I'm going to be disrespectful to you. We're just not going to do it. You're a friend. I'm going to call you privately and we're going to work it out.
Right. Well, you know, we're different in person than we are on here. A little bit. A little bit. You got to admit, a little bit.
A little bit.
Because when you're a professional, you have to be professional. When you're cruising down the road, come down the mountain, down the road, and you want to stop on the side of the road and do it, whatever you got to do, then you jump out and you do it. And you can say things and do things and play around and whatever personally, but there's a time to be personal and there's a time to be business. You can be yourself and be professional about it.
If you're building a brand, you're gonna lose people if you're an ass.
Yeah.
It depends on your brand. If your brand is built on you being an asshole, then that's your brand. But if you
I bought that show house and he was a dick.
Yeah. So I think honestly, in the community, you have to understand. You bought some more eggs? Yeah. You have to know your place when you're dealing with people. But I think it's a lot of room for respect. It's a lot of room for respect, and there's a lot of room for elevation, y'all. The main thing y'all need to get at, not everybody's going to grow with you when you grow. Not everybody is going to grow.
I think if you're a guest somewhere, you should behave as a guest. So I didn't see last night, but just from hearing, and I love Rob to death, I do. But if you're a guest, you need to be a guest. And a guest is supposed to respect their host and their co-guest. You know? It's not your business to be going off on other people that the host invited.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah.
You know? And like I said, I love Rob to death. I do. He's really sweet. He's really kind. And I know
we all have our moments, but when you're wrong, you're accountable and you apologize and you keep it moving. And that's what we all should take away from this. You know, you're transparent. We're flawed. We're imperfect. When you make a mistake, own up to it and keep it moving. Right. If you choose not to own up to it, not have any accountability, you're not healing, you're not growing, you're not learning. We come here to learn, to grow, to evolve.
Right. To build each other up.
Yeah.
each other down, not scam each other, not take advantage of each other.
Yeah. So I mean, and we are,
you know, posting on somebody's page without their permission is scamming and taking advantage. In its own way. You know, you might not outright say I'm scamming you, but aren't you?
yeah. Yeah, it's true. It's true. Ooh, all right, baby doll. I
All
think
right.
we're at an hour and a half, and I'm pretty jazzed is in here bringing stuff in, and I need to get my chainsaw and go cut some bushes down.
Uh-oh, and you live in Texas?
Yeah, girl. Or shit, I'm a woman with a chainsaw. That's all you needed to know.
The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Here we go.
Exactly. I'm gonna go all it up and do what I need to do. But you guys, thank you so much. And thank you for your input.
Yes.
Um, you know, it's so much that, you know, I'm still learning. You never know everything, but I think when you deal with people, respect is your foundation. If you can't respect the person, you can't fuck with the person. If a person is coming at you and they're not being respectful towards you, there's no friendship. There's no there, you know, that's not even an associate. If you don't respect me, you're not even an associate.
Right.
So yeah, Stephanie, we're always learning. Always.
Yes, ma'am. All right. Well, call me later. Jazz, do you have my number? Just in case you need a ride.
Shoot, I don't know. She outside. She got your number. She gonna be all right.
Heard Texas Chainsaw Massacre. She walked out.
If you don't hear from her and I'm working the garden in the backyard, she probably buried somewhere in the backyard.
Right. The nosy neighbors will let me know. That's all right.
Girl, yes.
We
All right.
We can talk about that one later. I'll call you.
Yes.
All right.
All right, everybody. Bye.
Bye bye.